Does your training suit your dog? It's a question that I was just having a conversation with a couple 10 minutes ago, so that's given me the idea for this post. The best way to find out what type of training that you want to do for your dog is to look at your dog's own natural talents, what your dog likes to do. What your dog likes to do when it's out there off leash, and how you can modify that and shape that and turn it into some type of training exercise. Most people, when we mention dog training, they will think around things like agility, obedience training, sit down and stay, stuff like that. But what most dogs normally like to do, they like to track, they like to search, they like to flush. They like to use all those senses and to get engaged. They like to chase, they like to run, they like to point. Lots of different natural dog behaviours that really allow them to express themselves fully. Now, the key is, as a trainer, there's no point teaching a dog to retrieve or persevering with a dog, trying to get it to retrieve, if its heart and soul is not in it and you have that answer after trying it out for a while. I'm all for dogs learning new things. But I'm also, if I'm studying a dog and it's out there off leash and that dog loves to have its nose in the ground, if it loves to do some ground scenting mixed with some air scenting, that gives me a great insight and gives me some magnificent clues into how I can shape and tailor a training program for my dog. Yeah, boy. I'm just working with this new dog at the moment, and I always like to expose a dog's natural talent. I think when we talk about the training bond, it's not that the dog does everything it's told, which is beneficial, but if we can teach that in such a way through an activity that the dog loves, then it's going to be much more effective for you. For instance, if I'm teaching a good retrieve in a dog, I can get some really good basic obedience behaviours like steadiness, the stay, the release. I can incorporate whistle work into that so I can get a really good recall in place. So that's a good way to make the dog love the training. When training's only control based and it's only about sit down stay and it's only about compliance and obedience, there's not a lot in it for the dog, and to be perfectly honest, they're not really going to connect with you on the level that you really want them to do. And lots of people think, oh, the dog should do it because I tell it to do it. And that's a flawed theory. That's a flawed way of thinking to have. You want the dog to enjoy the training as much as possible. So you can teach anything if you associate it or pair it off with an activity that the dog loves to indulge in. And that's the secret. So if I have a dog here, this dog here, for instance, he's quite passive at the moment, but he does love to use his nose and get out there. So tracking would be perfect for him. This dog would just excel through tracking, and if I teach him some basic search work and some basic tracking, that he's really going to enjoy and look forward to going out with me. And that's where the trainer relationship really starts to get a good footing and take hold. And I can incorporate lots of basic obedience into that. But at least he knows that obedience is functional because it's going to lead to something else. So I can get a complete behaviour out of the whole thing. So when we talk about training, think about what your dog's natural talents are, expose them, and use your own creativity, which is the greatest asset any trainer can have. It's about the creative process. How can I be creative enough to create an activity that my dog absolutely loves to do, and it uses all the dog's natural talents and builds on his ability to perform those talents. And as a trainer, you get what you want. You get some great steadiness, you get a great release cue, you get great compliance, a good recall in place, all of that. What you have then is a working dog, handler and relationship. This is Max Muir, Action for Dogs, Edinburgh Lothian's dog trainer. If you like this video, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and support this video by putting a like and a comment on the page. Thank you. Have a great day, folks.